Hey girls, today we're doing, I guess you want to call them granola bars, breakfast bars, something like that. But it's more about, I'm going to show you how you sometimes just do a recipe without having exact quantities. Just like go with feel or go with look or what something looks like, or, in terms of texture or consistency. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to do some breakfast bars, or I guess granola bars, whatever you want to call them. First off, we need to bind the breakfast bar together, or the granola together, into like bar shape. We are going to bake them, but we need some binding. So we're going to use coconut oil and honey. If you remember, coconut oil was what we use in our chocolate truffles. And the good thing about coconut oil and honey is that they melt nicely and then they solidify. So it's a good binding agent for stuff like that. So yeah, coconut oil, honey, we're going to melt in a little skillet. Then we're going to mix our ingredients and just go with, what we feel looks good or what we want to put in there. Alright, so let's get started. First off, let's do a little honey. There's the honey. You could use maple syrup, but I'm going to put this on the pan. You could use maple syrup, but I don't know, I find honey kind of works better here. Turn on the gas. Not gas, I don't have a gas stove. I wish I did. Yeah, so you want about equal parts. Now I'll take 2 spoons, they're the same, and kind of like scoop it in. It's solid now, right? Like sitting with this thing. It's solid, but when you cook it, it kind of like melts. So anyway, let's do it. Honey like that. How much you put is up to you, but I'm going to put about like, I don't know if you can see that. I'll put about this much. Okay? Maybe a bit more. Maybe I'll put a little more. Depends how much you want to make, or how honeyish or sweet you want this to be. Kind of like that. A humongous spoon. Okay? So, put that in. Let that melt gently. Now I turned the element on high just to get it started, but I'm going to soon put it down. I'm going to soon put it down and make sure it doesn't burn. Okay, so about the same amount of coconut oil. I don't know. Something like this. Was that about the same? I guess. Oh. Put it. Turn the heat down on low, and while that's melting, we're going to put our other ingredients together, which is the base of our breakfast bar. What I like putting in a lot of the breakfast muffins or quick little things I make is a banana. Mushing up the banana, first of all, adds fruit and sweetness, and it's a mushy thing, and it's a good fruit to crush up into like granolas and stuff. So just put it in a bowl as a base. Take a fork. Very easy. Take a fork and mash it. Mash, mash, mash. And within 20 seconds, you got yourself a nice little mush paste. Then we're gonna cut up some stuff. Let's get a little cutting board here. Get some nuts. So on this one I'm gonna put almonds. Walnuts. Oh yeah, and dates. Dates are good. Get a little sweetener going. And the dates. Dates are super good. Used for a lot of healthy versions of desserts. So ordinarily I would just crush these up in a food processor for 2 seconds. But since I'm using dates, I'm cutting these up anyway because they're a little too big. I'm going to cut up my almonds and walnuts with the same knife on the same board while I'm at it. Alright, so I don't know, line a few up. Cut them in 3s, I guess. I'll cut them in, chunks of 3. There you go, 1, 2 cuts to make 3 pieces each. There you go, dump it in. How many you use is up to you. Again, maybe a handful or 2. It's however many dates you want dispersed throughout your little breakfast bars. So I'm going to chop these almonds in half, line up 4 at a time, chop in half. Check on my coconut oil and honey. Looking good. I'm going to put some, I was thinking cashews, but you know what? Walnuts are better. I'll put some walnuts. How much? I don't know if you can see that. About this much. There, you can see that. It's here. This much. Whatever that is. These walnuts actually get a little softer than the almonds do. Peanuts are a good option. Pecans are fancier, but those are good too. I guess my first choice would be pecans, but we don't have any. Alright, so, kind of like that. I don't know. Dump it. There. Mix it a bit with the bananas if you want, but we're pretty much it. Now, I have a very nutty base to my granola bars or breakfast bars. And here, this is what we're going to get. Some of this. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's a little liquidy, see? I don't know if you can see that. So let me take this. See some of that. All mixed in. So now we're ready to dump it all in. Now, let's make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, that's pretty much good. So dump it all in. It's going to, again, be liquid while it's hot. But after it's baked and it comes out, it's going to have time to solidify and bind everything together. This is what we want. Just using a fork here, nothing fancy. No whisk or anything. And if you look, it's still pretty liquidy, right? So what we need is to make this cake up a bit. So I guess regular recipes you would use flour and stuff, but we're going to use almond flour. It's going to make it good. Before doing almond flour, you might want to put your spices. I forgot that. So what we're going to do is a little vanilla, always good. A little pinch of salt, 3 sprinkles. And then let's do cinnamon. That's going to be good. And what else? Oh, here's a good one. So, super good ingredient to give it a kick is fresh nutmeg. Nutmeg has this like festive scent to it. So get a real one, get your little microplane grater thingy-bob, and just actually grate it on. I don't know if you can see that happen over my gray shirt, but you sprinkle it in. Now how much you put is up to you, but this is a very, very good little secret ingredient. Smells amazing. So put this in a lot of your dishes for a little extra festive kick. I put it in my mac and cheese. Kids love it. So, there you go. Festive little nutmeg. Now that we have all our spices in, and they're all mixed up with the, sloppy banana, coconut oil honey mix, we can put in our almond flour. How much almond flour? Again, I don't know. Cup? I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with what I feel looks right. So put in a little that you think might be good. I don't know. Kind of like that. Start with like that much. Then mix it. And then see how consistent it is. It might be like, still too sloppity slop. Needs a little more dryness. Maybe about almost double what I did. Like almost as much as I did the first time. Maybe double what I did. I don't know how much this is. And now it's starting to dry up a bit. That almond flour is starting to soak up the slop a bit. So it's going to be nice and good. And a final ingredient, because in the end you still have a paste here. Here, let me show you. You still have like a pasty thing here. It's a little too pasty. Yep, that's okay. It's on purpose. That's the consistency I want. I guess the most you would put compared to the other guys is, of course, oats. Okay? Let's get some regular oats. And just dump them in. And this is your last thing. I put quite a bit in there, but in the end, all this is going to bind together in a fun, happy mixture. At this point, maybe it's time to not be so stubborn and actually get a spatula. Yay! Right here. Hey, that's it. And that's pretty much it. All you have to do now is bake it, and you're done. You can put whatever you want in this, but I like this combo. The big chunks of chewy dates. I thought of cashews. Would have been good. There you go. See? It's like a cake at this point. Now you can really see it. So the oats really makes it a granola breakfasty type bar. Right? It's a lot of oats in there. I don't know. You could probably form these into cookies and make them. But no I mean, the only thing you can't call this is vegan because of the honey. But if you want to not use honey, you can use maple syrup, and then it's completely vegan. Problem there is though that it might not be as sticky. So I don't know. Maybe a little handful more of oats. So just go with what you feel looks good. Okay, you'll get the hang of it. Just try this a few times, and even if you don't do it perfectly right the first time, it's actually gonna still be good. So it's not like, oh no, I didn't assess how sticky it should be or how much of this I need, how much of that I need, and now it sucks. No, it's actually still okay. It's still gonna be great, but you'll actually just make it better the more you do it. Okay, let's bake it. Oven's at almost 350. There you go. Already ready. Parchment paper. I'm gonna line this with this. Probably too big. Don't matter. There. Parchment paper in it, and then just dump it in. Yay. So I don't know what this does. Like, I don't know. Like 12 to 15 little bars. Push it in. Golden brown yummy. Now, if you want on top, you can put chocolate chips, smush in some cereal, I don't know, whatever you want. But this is what I did for a healthy, I use this thing to push down. For a healthy rendition. There you go. Doesn't have to be super flat, but I got a little, like, you know, caked on type thing. Oh, perfect timing, look at that. So, in the oven, 30 minutes. Done. Now we wait. Alright, it's just about ready. Yeah, we're good. Let's do it. Power of video. So, I'm going to show you what this looks like. Off, please. Bake. Off. Alright, lots of beeping. So, I'll show you what this looks like. Put it down here so I don't burn myself. Here, so this is what you're looking for. Little brown, crusty edges around. You see that? Yeah, and you see this? It's kind of like soft on the inside a bit. Not too soft, but when this cools down and solidifies, it's going to be pretty good. We're going to cut up into bars. It's going to be fantastic. Alright, so it's had a chance to cool a bit. Here it is. It's still a little warm, but we're going to put it on a cutting board here and cut into it just to see what it looks like. So we're going to make bars in whatever size we want. So, I don't know, I guess something like this. Okay. And I'll go all the way through later, but for now I'm just going to cut one piece so you can see what it is. Look at that. Pretty good. And then just, I don't know, threes, I guess. Extra big piece. So, yeah. See? Holds together. Nice little breakfast bar. Taste test. Good stuff. So, pretty easy. That's the consistency you're looking for, if you can see right here. Again, it's a recipe that doesn't really have quantities. You just go with what you feel in terms of consistency. And that's it, pretty easy. What is it again? Mash up a banana, coconut oil and honey for binding. Put in a whole bunch of nuts, almond flour, and oats. Spice it with whatever you want. You got yourself delicious, healthy breakfast bars. Hope you try it. See you next time.